The sounds and smells of spring are in the air. For Soda Springs, the birds are breaking out of their nest and taking to the field for some good old baseball and softball. If you listen close, you can hear it. Baseball and softball in the Idaho Rocky Mountains can be as unpredictable as the weather, but the hopes of a strong season are high for the Cardinals of Soda Springs as they pursue a trip to the state championship later this spring. For the first time, KBRV is bringing you every step of that trip. Every diving catch, every line drive to the gap, every run of the season can be heard right here on your home for Cardinal Sports. Live local sports are brought to you on the Bear by Monsanto, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Sanders Furniture, Agrium, Feeding the World Responsibly, Silver Star Communications, and by MyLocalRadio.com. We're about 20 minutes away from the first pitch, so hold on to your seats and turn your radios loud as we send you to the field for all the action with the voice of Caribou County Sports, Caleb Burgraff, on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, into yet another edition of Soda Springs Cardinals Athletics. As today, the Cardinals getting set to take on the Malad Dragons on KBRV 800 The Bear on the road. Last time these two teams faced off, we were right there for it, and it saw the Malad Dragons coming away with a 9-2 win despite only getting 3 hits in the game as the Cardinals made 5 errors in the field behind Tanner Myers in that contest. Today, the Cardinals are coming out to show that they're not the same team that was part of that loss. They're going to be throwing a new pitcher who most likely the Malad Dragons have not seen before, and they're going to be having their full lineup out there for the first time all season long, as Devin Adams, who was not available for the game on Friday, will be available for today's ball game. Two teams getting warmed up here for today's contest. This is the Deceivingly Tan pregame show, and when we come back, we're going to get you set for today's contest in this pivotal District 5 matchup on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at MyLocalRadio.com.
Add some color to your life. Deceivingly Tan at 186 South Main Street in Soda Springs is a full-service tanning salon offering conventional tanning beds, the Hexagon, and spray tans. Right now, distinguished young women contestants can get a spray tan for only $10. You'll look great with a spray tan that'll leave you looking healthy and radiant. Call today for your appointment at 208-547-0514. That's Deceivingly Tan in Soda Springs at 547-0514. The place to tan when the beach is out of reach.
Thanks again to Deceivingly Tan for being our pregame show sponsor as I welcome you back once again to the pregame show. The Cardinals just taken to the field to get their warm-ups done, and with that we can take a little bit of a look at what this game is going to bring to the table. Again, we talked about the importance of this matchup for both of these teams, as the winner of this game is most likely going to be able to have a front row driver's seat if they wanted to move on and take the home side of the first game of the district tournament, which will be coming up next week on Monday and Tuesday with a pair of double headers on each of those games. And that is going to be pivotal because having the home team advantage means you get that last at-bat in that tournament. And also, if you can come away with a win here for the Cardinals and maybe take a game away from Bear Lake in the next matchup, you never know. You could be making your way into state as that #1 seed with some momentum on your side. So a lot to play for if you're the Cardinals. We have plenty more coming up on the Deceivingly Tan pregame show. When we come back, we'll stop with our standout student as a football player and wrestler, Dylan Farnes will be joining us on the pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
How'd I do?
You'll get better.
Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silverstar Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa. You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
Welcome back out to the home of the Malad Dragons as the Soda Springs Cardinals getting ready to take on the Dragons in today's varsity matchup and JV matchup. But, of course, we're just here for the varsity side of things on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. This is the Deceivingly Tan pregame show. And with that, it's time for us to jump into our standout student. We had a chance to talk with senior Dylan Farnes from Soda Springs High School about what his future plans might hold and about how his senior year's been going. His interview starts now on your home for Cardinal Athletics.
Caleb Burgraff here with Dylan Farnes from Soda Springs High School as our standout student. And Dylan, it's your senior year. Before we get into anything else, how's the senior year been going? Has it been living up to the expectations that you had?
Well, it's been all right. It's been a little stressful, especially with the procrastination and everything, but it's not too bad. It's pretty laid back, actually, one of the easier years that I've had.
Senioritis can always step in and kind of take away from the enjoyment of the schoolwork and the classes because you're so close to being done. But talking about classes, what are some of the classes you've been taking here at the high school?
Right now, I'm just in basic classes that I need to graduate because I've got all my credits. But I've got a couple other classes. Nat and Phys is my only class that's not mandatory right now.
Pretty laid back year for the senior year. Talk a little bit about some of the teachers that you're taking this year too. What are some of the things that you look for in a good teacher, and who are some of the teachers here at SOTA that really bring those elements to the table?
Something I'd look for in a teacher is someone that can really connect to me. I don't connect to people easily, and I just don't talk much. But when, like, a standout teacher to me is probably Mr. McMurray, because I've never been good at math, and he's just been able to teach me in a way to connect me one-on-one where I can kind of start to see things, and I'm doing much better now than I used to.
Building that relationship is so huge in getting through high school and getting through classes in general, whether it's college, high school, or even in the younger grades. Talking about getting through all that stuff, you talked about getting most of your stuff done already by the time you're into your senior year. You've actually been taking some classes over at Bridgerland Tech to get started on a career for after this. Talk a little bit about what got you into that and what you've been doing as far as moving forward.
Well, I always liked welding when I first started taking it coming into high school, and my friend let me know about this opportunity down here because I was going to end up just going to college, and I wasn't sure where I wanted to go, probably ISU. But once he told me about this and I'm able to get all my certifications to be able to go work, I found it as a good opportunity to go make some money before I went to get my full education.
It also means that Tuesdays and Thursdays you get to drive down to Logan to take some classes. What's that been like as far as trying to adapt to the type of schedule that you've had to put yourself into?
It's been pretty stressful because on Mondays and Wednesdays I have had Mr. Soda and things like that, but now that that's over, things are kind of starting to mellow out and it's being a lot more convenient to drive down there twice a week.
The busy schedule can always keep you attentive though, and that has to help a little bit through getting through the senior year as well. We'll wrap this interview up with just a couple more questions, Dylan. The first one is, when you think about the future for yourself, welding has so many different roads that you can go down. What are some of the things that you look at yourself 5 to 10 years down the road? Where do you see yourself with that career?
I'd see myself probably working on a pipeline somewhere. Ultimately, that's what I want to do. It's because those guys get to travel. Like, they'll get contacted from people and get flights paid for just to go weld for them. So that's what I'm looking to do for the foreseeable future.
An enjoyable career for sure. Let's look back on the past for one more time, though. When you leave here at Soda Springs High School, what are going to be some of the memories you take with you? What's your best memory of Soda Springs going to be?
Probably just the social aspect. I've become a lot more talkative, and I've made a lot more friends ever since I've been in high school. I've just been more outgoing. I feel like I've grown a lot through my time here, and it speaks for itself, I guess.
Dylan, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. Good luck as you continue on throughout your career, and good luck with the welding field, as I know you're going to probably do great in that, just like you did at most of the other things you did here at Soda.
Thank you.
Dylan Farnes, a senior at Soda Springs High School, again joining us on the Deceivingly Tan pregame show. Fantastic interview with a fantastic young man from Soda Springs High School, and we wish him the best moving forward. This is your Deceivingly Tan pregame show. When we come back, we're going to jump into our coaches show, and once again, no coaches, but a couple of players from the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals, as well as from the Soda Springs boys baseball team, as we get you set for today's contest between the Malad Dragons and the Soda Springs Cards on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Hi, this is John Ondrasik of Five for Fighting, here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. You know, style is a personal thing, and your lifestyle is your business. But if you take it on the road, it becomes everybody's business. So please, plan ahead, designate before you celebrate. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Welcome back out to the Deceivingly Tan pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com as the Soda Springs Cardinals getting set to take on the Malad Dragons. On a similar note, over at the softball field, the softball Cardinals are getting set to take on the Dragons as well. They lost 21-5 the first time they took on the Dragons, and today they are looking for a little bit better result. We talked with one of the pitchers from the Cardinals, Cheyenne Dominguez, a junior at the high school, talked with us about what has been happening with the season and what needs to continue to go right for the Lady Cards if they want to make a run into that state tournament. Here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Kayla Burgraff joined with Cheyenne Dominguez from the Soda Springs softball team. And Cheyenne, the opening of district play, not necessarily the best of starts for you guys, but there have been little bright spots to look at in the games that you guys have had so far. What have been your overall thoughts on the opening of district in the first 3 games?
It's given us a lot of insight on what we need to work on and what our strengths are. Our team is very strong in defense on the outfield. In the infield, we can work a little bit harder, but our batting is getting there, and it's getting better every time.
It also, when you think about the pitching, the difference between the first 2 games and today, really in the first 2 games against Malad and Westside, it seems like the walks were getting you guys into a little bit of trouble. Today, not as many walks, Bear Lake just hitting the ball very well. How much is just locating in the zone and making them put the ball into play helped with you guys as a pitching staff?
Us pitchers, we have to rotate every once in a while because they do get on and they do get used to our speed, but we're learning to hit our zones better. We're learning our different pitches. We hit those more accurate, and it just provides a better game for both players.
Looking forward to the games coming up. You guys get another rematch with each one of those teams. First up is going to be Malad down at their place on Monday. Are you excited for that game and a chance to prove to Malad that you're not the same team that they played the first time?
Of course we're excited to see Malad. It's always been a rivalry, and we know we can beat them, so we're just ready to show up with what we have and bring home what we know we can bring home.
What are some of the key things that you guys need to do if you focus on just 1 or 2 things from those games that you really need to have go your way in order to make it closer and even get a win against Malad?
We need to keep our heads high. We always get down on ourselves. We don't really need to. We also need to be working on the little things on defense, just grounding with both hands, catching with 2 hands, keeping our arms up, closing down when we throw, little things like that.
After that, you guys will take on Bear Lake and then Westside to wrap up the district schedule, and those 2 games really are going to be the most important one. Malad already almost has that 1 seed locked up. If you want to get into that 2-3 spot, though, you're going to have to beat Westside as well as maybe steal a game against Bear Lake. How big are those games in the eyes of the team, and how do you keep yourselves from looking too far ahead to those games with the one against Malad coming up?
Obviously, those wins are going to be big for us. I mean, there's no other way to put it, but as a team, we just have to work hard together. We all see the same vision. We all want the same thing, so we just have to come together like we know we can.
With no more home games on the schedule, do you like the fact that you get to go onto the road, or would you rather be here playing at home?
At home, I think it's kind of a mental thing. I think we perform better when we're away for some reason. I'm excited to see what we can do when we leave Soda Springs.
Some teams are definitely that way, and when you think about this team, the youth on this team is really starting to take some big steps forward. The juniors and the sophomores are a lot of the players who are starting to make those moves. Even in today's game against the Bear Lake Bears, you and Cheyenne Daniels also were the 2 big factors, scoring a couple of runs and even doing it a lot on your own work. When you see the youth making those moves and not necessarily relying on the seniors to make things happen, does that give you hope for the future on this team and seeing what you can do next year?
Of course it gives us hope. We want to build the program and make it better for the future. We're so excited to see what's going to come because we know it's going to be great.
Won't look on too much on the future, though, because there's still plenty of time for you guys to get some waves and make some waves this year. And Cheyenne, thank you so much for taking the time to talk.
Thank you for your time as well.
That was junior Cheyenne Dominguez on KBRV 800 The Bear, as she and the Lady Cardinal softball team getting set to make their way over to the softball fields and take on the same Malad Dragons team. We're on the Deceivingly Tan pregame show. When we come back, we are going to take a look at the baseball game that's going to come your way today. Zach Housley will join us on the pregame show as we will discuss with him what's been going on for the Cardinals in their last couple of games. Back with more after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
How'd I do?
You'll get better. Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa. You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back into the Deceivingly Tan pregame show. We'll continue to roll along with our coaches show here. Zach Housley joins us at this moment on your pregame show as we continue to get set for the Malad Dragons taking on the Soda Springs Cardinals.
Caleb Burgraff with Zach Housley on the Soda Springs baseball team for another time. And Zach, when you think about how the opening of district play has gone for you guys, what are some of the things that you've taken away from these first two games? Not necessarily the best games for you guys, but what are some of the bright spots that have come out of those?
I think the good spots that have come out of those is we're still moving forward. We're willing to play. We want to play. We're better than what we've shown, and we're going to work on it, and we'll come back.
Is there almost a little bit of a silver lining when you realize that those two games were not the team that you're going to be presenting for every other game of this year, that there is a lot of room to grow, and maybe there is a little bit of those two teams maybe underestimating you in the future?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hope. I know we can do a lot better. Our team's a lot better than what we've shown, and so it's kind of nice to think that we can pull through, and it's not just the end of the district playoffs. We can still pull through.
Looking forward to these next two games for you guys to wrap up your regular season. Malad and Bear Lake once again. Malad on Monday. When you think about the end of the season, would you rather be playing these last two games at home, or do you like being able to go out onto the road and try and prove yourselves out there and get away from the home atmosphere after these last two games?
I'd like to be playing at home. I love playing at home. Don't have to get out of school for that. And it's a better feeling knowing you have so many supporters here. Not so many come to the away games. So
when you think about the Malad Dragons, we'll talk about that game, obviously, with the next game coming up. They are a team that they obviously beat you 9-2 the first time that you guys ended up going against each other. But really, when you talk about not the team that's going to show up, even Tanner Myers was really off of his game in that one. A couple errors in the field behind him as well. What do you guys need to do in order to turn things around and get that win against the Dragons?
Main thing we need to do is get our pitching back. We're much better at pitching than what we've shown this tournament, and our pitchers hopefully will pull through, and that'll make a huge difference.
If you can get a win against the Malad Dragons, and then if you can steal one against Bear Lake in the next one, you guys would get that number 2 spot wrapped up, be the home team in that first game. How important would it be to be the home team in that first game of the district tournament and give yourselves a chance to play against Bear Lake, who's most likely going to be the 1 seed?
That'd be huge. We play much better at home. We play with more supporters, and we love to play at home where we're used to it and we're used to the field.
We'll wrap it up with this. The way Idaho's playoffs work, the regular season, it matters, but it all comes down to those final games in the district tournament. What do you guys do in these next two games when you realize that the district tournament is really where it's all going to come together?
We give it all we have, knowing that after these games it's over. So we're going to put it all out on the field, and hopefully it works out for the better.
Hopefully you guys can come up with some momentum in these games to take into the district tournament with you. And good luck, Zach. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you very much.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
Add some color to your life. Deceivingly Tan at 186 South Main Street in Soda Springs is a full-service tanning salon offering conventional tanning beds, the Hexagon, and spray tans. Right now, distinguished young women contestants can get a spray tan for only $10. You'll look great with a spray tan that'll leave you looking healthy and radiant. Call today for your appointment at 208-547-0514. That's Deceivingly Tan in Soda Springs at 547-0514. The place to tan when the beach is out of reach.
Welcome back out to the Deceivingly Tan pregame show on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. We're nearing our way towards the first pitch of today's ball game, and as the Dragons take to the diamond, it's time for us to look at our keys to today's game, brought to you by Soda Smiles Dentistry. A smile is a curve that sets everything straight. Dr. Matt Coons and the staff at Soda Smiles Dentistry invite you to their office on Main Street in Soda Springs, and I think my key in today's ball game for the Cardinals is you have to back up your pitcher. The Cardinals are going to have a kid on there, and Devin Adams, that is going to be throwing strikes, and he's going to be able to get some ground balls. But the defense behind him cannot do what happened the last time that they played this Malad team and commit the 5 errors that they made in that game. They have to come out there with a more unified performance on the defensive field, and if they do that, there's a very strong chance they can come out here with a victory today against this Malad Dragons team. That is your key to today's contest, brought to you by Soda Smiles Dentistry, where a smile is a curve that sets everything straight, and Dr. Matt Coons and the staff over at Soda Smiles will invite you to their brand new offices on Main Street in Soda Springs. That'll bring us into our starting lineups for today's game, and as the Cardinals are the road team, we'll take a look at their starting 9, and they're going to be led off by center fielder number 27, Chris Lloyd, at the top of the order. After him, Zach Housley will bat second, wearing the number 24. Batting third, the senior pitcher, number 16, Devin Adams, and behind him, Tanner Myers will be batting in the cleanup spot. A little bit of a rotation between those two. Myers wearing the number 2 and playing third. Braxton Kellen will be at first base, wearing the number 9. Kyle Dursteller is in right field, batting sixth, wearing the number 14. A little bit of a change for him. Jaron Johnson moves to second base, wearing the number 22 and batting seventh. Kobe Allen will play in left field, wearing the number 28. And batting 8th, and wrapping it all up, Peyton Lish will be behind the plate, catching Devin Adams, and batting 9th. First pitch to Chris Lloyd was a ball low. Now following it up is a strike across the heart of the plate for the second pitch of the at-bat and game. And it's a 1-1 count to Chris Lloyd as the 1-1 pitch off the outside taken for a ball. And the count goes to 2-1 from pitcher Hayden Green for the Malad Dragons, working very quickly on the mound. The right-hander will throw it upstairs that Chris Lloyd goes chasing after, and the count will move to 2-2. Lloyd trying to start things off with a base hit for the Cardinals. And Green will fire. Lloyd tries to check up his swing, but cannot do so, and goes around for the first punch out of the game for Hayden Green on the mound, a big right-hander. Let's take a look at the defense behind him. At the backstop, Colby Dreesen will be doing the catching, a young catcher, a freshman who's going to be behind the plate for the next 3 years, talking with Coach T.C. Williams. As a pitch misses upstairs to Zach Housley, ducking out of the way, keeping his dome and the brain bucket from getting conked. As this pitch upstairs and away will move the count to 2-0. On the infield, Gavin Combs will play at first base for the Dragons. Tucker Hess will be at second. Third base is DJ Evans. And at the shortstop position, J.D. Wilkins will be playing there as this pitch misses as well. It's a 3-0 count now to Zach Housley, most likely a take sign on here with the heart of the order coming up behind him. Devin Adams and Tanner Myers to follow as this pitch at the letters across the heart of the plate will catch it for strike one. And the count moves to 3-1. Beautiful day for baseball. Green fires a pitch on the inside corner, and the count goes full now to Zach Housley. Good patience being shown there, but an off-speed pitch that he wishes he had back, and you could tell by the look on his face. This pitch upstairs will earn a walk for Housley. Green, again, a very quick worker out there on the mound. Gets the ball, throws it, gets the ball, throws it. Not a lot of time waiting and trying to figure out what pitch he's thrown, but we'll see if that changes now that he has a base runner over at first and Zach Housley and a dangerous batter in Devin Adams stepping up to the plate. Right-handed hitter. And a snap throw over to first base will have Housley diving back, as Adams will once again dig into the right-hand side. As I was saying, gorgeous day, some white clouds spotting off in the distance as this pitch off the outside, and the count goes to 1-0. Tanner Myers swinging a pair of bats on deck, getting himself loose for his first at-bat. And the 1-0 to Adams is going to be swung on, lifted over the head of the second baseman into right field. That'll drop down for a one-out single, and the Cardinals with something cooking against the Dragons. Runners on first and second. And Tanner Myers, another dangerous hitter for the Cardinals, stepping up to the plate. Short porches here on both the right and the left field fences, and then talking with Coach T.C. Williams, a center field fence that can't be much more than 350 out to straightaway center, so a small yard for these teams to play in, and Tanner Myers probably going to be eyeing that fence on some of the early pitches in this at-bat, as the first pitch from Green is going to be lined out into left field. That'll get down for a base hit as well. Zach Housley going to be coming home. Throw home is going to be late, and sliding in safely with the game's first run is Zach Housley on an RBI single by Tanner Myers. A little bit of hesitation on sending Housley, not from the coach in Jeff Yuskoski coming around third, but in Housley coming around, as he did not pick up Coach Yuskoski's sign coming through. 1-0 with one out in the top of the first inning for the Cardinals as the bat's awakening against Hayden Green, who has thrown 14 pitches and finds himself down 1-0 with the Cardinals in the middle of a rally, and that rally will almost continue, but Braxton Kellen is going to line one straight to the second baseman, Tucker Hess, who snatches it, runs to the first base bag, and the inning is over. An inning double play can't keep the Cardinals from getting it one, though, and they have a 1-0 lead on top of the Malad Dragons on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Quick half of the inning for the Cardinals, but they do strike for a run against the Malad Dragons and stake themselves out to an early lead against the Malad squad, and that'll give the Cardinals a chance to make their way onto the field as Devin Adams will stand 60 feet 6 inches away from home plate and get his warm-up pitches in. While he's throwing those warm-up deliveries, let's take a look at the Malad Dragons lineup that is going to be facing him. Gage Cherry will lead things off as the number 1 batter wearing the number 2. He'll be out in left field. Justin Hubbard will be playing in center wearing the number 3. Hayden Green will be doing the pitching today. We've already called his name quite a bit, wearing the number 8 and batting third. DJ Evans plays at third base wearing the number 21. JD Wilkins will be at short with the number 5 on his back and batting in the 5 hole. Tucker Hess bats 6th, wears the number 25 and plays at second base, responsible for that inning-ending double play. Gavin Combs bats 7th, and he will be wearing the number 22 while playing first base. Catcher number 14, Colby Dreesen, will be behind the dish and playing in the 8 hole, with right fielder Chase Davis coming up in the 9 spot for the Malad Dragons, who enter the game 9-7, 1-2 in District 5 play, as they look to try and get that number 2 spot in the district secured. The Cardinals still with a chance of stealing that away from the Dragons if they can win today and win tomorrow, as the Dragons do own the tiebreaker against the Soda Springs Cardinals with a victory over the Shelley Russets. On the other side for the Cardinals in the field behind Devin Adams, Peyton Lish will be behind the plate completing the starting battery. At first base, Braxton Kellen. Second base, Jaron Johnson. Short will be Zach Housley. And at third is Tanner Myers. In the outfield from left to right is Kobe Allen in left, Chris Lloyd in center. And in right field is, Kyle Dursteller getting one of his first starts out in right today. Gage Cherry will step into the lineup and into the batter's box to open things up here in the bottom of the first inning with a score at 1-0 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard, and he gets a first pitch ball up and in from Devin Adams to lead things off. Adams, right-handed thrower, has had some success so far this season, as he will look to continue that success as things continue to move on through the year. Bounces a ball up to home plate here, and the count will go to 2-0. We apologize for those of you watching online for the dropping of our video. We're having some trouble with our feed. We'll try and get that fixed as quickly as possible, as Gage will once again stand and wait for the 2-0. This pitch upstairs, ball 3, and the count goes to 3-0 on the leadoff batter for the Malad Dragons. Cherry again waits. And he'll take a pitch upstairs for a ball, and the count will move to 4-0, and that means a walk down to first base for Gage Cherry as he leads things off for the Dragons with an early base runner and some speed on the base paths too. We'll see how Adams decides to approach this. Justin Hubbard will come up to the plate, left-handed batter working against the right-handed Adams, who will stand set on the mound. Now comes at the chest and fires a pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Taken off for second base and just sliding in ahead of a good throw from Peyton Lish is Gage Cherry as he moves into scoring position, but the count goes to 0-1 on Justin Hubbard. Left-hander in the back of the box with his front foot, his right foot standing midway on the plate. Plenty of room between two. Looks to show bunt, now pulls the bat down and takes another strike as the count goes to 0-2 against the number 2 man in the Dragons lineup. And he'll get ready for another pitch here. Sets, grips the bat handle, and Adams will again fire this one upstairs and away, trying to get him to go chasing at one, and the count goes to 1-2. Good idea there to get the left-hander going at one off of the plate, but Hubbard smart enough to avoid chasing it here on this bright and sunny day in Malad. Runner on second is Gage Cherry after stealing a base. Curveball from Devin Adams just a little bit high as it crosses the plate, and evens the count at 2-2 now as Adams will again look in. Struggling just a little bit with his command right now. 6 balls, 2 strikes in the 8 pitches that he's thrown in the early part of this ball game. He'll set once again and slide step to the plate just low. A little bit of an overthrow on that one. The count goes full to Hubbard. 3-2 now. The Cardinals hurler stepping back up onto the rubber. Good crowd forming here as a few Soda fans, plenty of Malad fans making their way around as a pitch upstairs and away will walk the batter, and after getting ahead 0-2, Devin Adams can't finish off Hubbard, and back-to-back walks have the members of the Dragon team on first and second base with nobody out, and it's bringing up a bad memory from what happened to these Cardinals the last time they took to the field against the Malad Dragons, as Tanner Myers also ended up having his troubles against this Malad team. And we'll hope that those troubles do not continue for the Cardinals in this ball game, as you're hoping for a very good performance from your thrower on the mound today in Devin Adams. Again, we apologize for the video problems that we're having. We're going to try and get that fixed as the game goes on. Unfortunately, the camera is a little ways away from me, so we'll have to wait until between an inning to try and get that fixed. And Adams will again look in. Right-hander up on top of the mound. And a right-hander into the plate as Hayden Green will try and help out his own cause. Nobody out. Runners on first and second in the bottom of the first. And the first pitch is going to get behind Peyton Lish hits the umpire, and both runners will move up. As Cherry now goes to third base, Hubbard will move up to second base, and it's a 1-0 count on Hayden Green, and the control problems continue for Devin Adams on the mound. 9 balls and 2 strikes. What he's thrown so far, as it looks like he's trying a little bit too much to aim the ball instead of just throwing to the glove that's being held out in front of him. And Adams will come set once again. Second and third for the Dragons. 1-0 count with nobody out in the bottom of the first. And Adams will again fire to the plate. This one just a little bit off the plate and away. And the count goes to 2-0. Dragons trying to answer back, and a very big difference between the paces of Hayden Green and of Devin Adams. Green, again, we're talking about him, a consistent thrower. As he'll bound one over towards second. Jaron Johnson sticks the glove out, throws to first base, and gets the one out there. It will be an RBI ground out for Green. As coming home is Gage Cherry, and moving up to third base is Justin Hubbard. And the score will go to 1-1 now on your Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And stepping up is DJ Evans, as he'll look to try and bring home that runner from third with the ball in play here. Anywhere on the field should be enough to score the run with the ground ball, unless it's hit straight over to third base, where Tanner Myers has a very strong arm. And in the outfield, as this ball is going to be lifted to the outfield, Kobe Allen can't get back to it quickly enough. It's going to bound over his head all the way to the fence. Jogging home easily is Justin Hubbard, and into second base with an RBI double on the first pitch he sees is DJ Evans. And Malad, after giving up a 1 spot in the top of the inning, puts a 2 spot of their own in the bottom of the first and has themselves a 1-run lead against the Cardinals, and more possibly coming, as Devin Adams still only 1 out here in this first inning. Stepping up to the plate, J.D. Wilkins, the shortstop for the Dragons, will look out. Wearing the black uniform top, orange numbers, the white pants, the orange belt, bringing it all together. The Cardinals out there in their black uniforms as well. The big S of soda on the front, Cardinals written below that. White numbers with the white pants with the red stripe down the side, as this pitch misses for a ball. And the count goes to 1-0. Not a lick of wind here at the softball field and baseball field today, as the softball field actually up by the high school, where the softball girls are taking on the Malad Dragons as well. This pitch is going to be a check swing, bounded towards the hole between second and first. Johnson dives for the ball, can't get it. It's going to dribble into right field. Coming home is Dursteller with the throw, but he's not going to be able to get it there in time to keep DJ Evans from scoring, and that'll be an RBI single for J.D. Wilkins. And Malad continues to build on their lead, up 3-1 now on the Soda Springs Cardinals, as Hubbard, Cherry, and Evans have all come across to score. That'll bring up Tucker Hess, the second baseman for the Dragons. And he will take his time looking out to Adams as well. This pitch taken right down the heart of the plate for a strike. Adams, again, has been struggling with finding the strike zone, but a little bit more consistent now here in the back half of this frame. Walked the first 2 batters he's faced, but since then has been throwing enough strikes to get 3 balls put in play, and one of those has resulted in an out. 1 out though, runner goes, throw down to second base is in time. The tag is gonna get him at the plate. Tucker Hess at the plate can only stand and watch as J.D. Wilkins is cut down trying to steal second base. Fantastic throw from Peyton Lish right on the money, and Zach Housley able to apply the tag. And I believe the count moved to 0-2. Not sure what it was as I was watching the play down to first, so we'll see as we await this pitch from Adams. An off-speed pitch upstairs and away, and the count will go to 2-1. So the count was 1-1 going into that pitch. Tucker Hess with nobody on base and 2 outs, looking to try and get another rally started late and get Gavin Combs to the plate, who stands in the on-deck circle. Hess will look out, big-bodied man, as he'll swing, takes a good rip at that one off the end of the bat to the backstop, and the count will even at 2-2. Quiet atmosphere here for today's game. That's one of the things you'll see on warmer days, it seems, is that the noise level will drop down a little bit. The cold can sometimes keep in that noise around a ballpark. See that wherever you go, whether you're in a giant stadium or in a small field like this, as this ball ripped to short. Up with it, though, is Housley. Long throw onto first, gets the runner, and the inning is over. Cardinals will give up the lead, but still have a chance to keep close in this one. They're down 3-1 to the Malad Dragons, and we head to the top of the second inning on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Cardinals with another set of batters coming to the plate. Here in the top of the second inning, we have our camera frozen, and we'll try to get that fixed right now as we take a quick brief break on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Back once again on KBRV 800 The Bear. Again, I apologize for the problems that we're having with our main camera as the first batter of the inning, and Kyle Dursteller here in the top of the second ends up grounding out to shortstop. Right after that, though, Jaron Johnson in his at-bat will end up sending a single on the first pitch he sees into left field, and the Cardinals already with something going once again against the Dragons here with one out in the top of the second inning and a 3-1 score in favor of the Malad Dragons after the Cardinals struck for one in the top of the first. The Dragons struck for three in the bottom of the frame. And another pitch will be taken for a strike, this time to Kobe Allen, showing some patience, and the count goes to 0-1. Cardinals, the last four batters previous to Allen, had gone with one pitch at bats, just swinging it. The first thing they see is this pitch well outside of the plate. Count goes to 1-1. As an off-speed pitch, trying to throw a curveball was Hayden Green and could not get on top of it as it spun behind the back of Kobe Allen. Allen will once more look out, and he'll take a pitch that's low and away, and the count goes to 2-1 now to Kobe Allen. And he'll look out once again, right-handed batter, all the weight on that back foot as he rocks back and forth, and the umpire behind the pitcher coming out and having a quick word with Hayden Green as he's making sure that he understands that he cannot bring his hands to his mouth when he is on the rubber. As long as he's off the rubber, he can do whatever he wants. As there will be a ball given to the batter for this, as they're saying he went to his hands without wiping his hands off before he came to the plate as he wasn't on the rubber. So it will not be a balk, but it will go as a ball to the batter. And we'll see what this moves the count to. I believe it should be 3-1. No, 2-2 to Kobe Allen. And it should be 3-1 as the back umpire is going to come back and fix this. And now they're trying to get this figured out as the umpires will have it figured out. And Kobe Allen will get the 3-1 count. That's what I thought it was going to be at, but a little bit of confusion by the umpires. And Allen will again have to get himself set up in that right-handed batter's box. Takes a pitch, and he's going to flop this one out into shallow center field. Everybody's going to go back on it. Ball's going to drop down into the grass. A flip to second base will get Jaron Johnson with the out, and it will go as a interesting force out, 8-6 with the force out. And on base will go Kobe Allen as that was just an unfortunate turn of events for the Cardinals in that case, as Peyton Lish will come up to the plate now with 1 on, 2 outs. And he will hit the first ball he sees into center field for a single. And the Cardinals again first and second with 2 outs now. Kobe Allen moves up to second base on the play, and it'll be up to Chris Lloyd to try and keep the carousel moving around the base paths for the Cardinals in this one. Right-handed batter, Lloyd will step in, and his first at-bat was a strikeout victim on 5 pitches on a 2-2 count when chasing one upstairs. Here he'll take a pitch upstairs for ball 1, a high heater, as Green was trying to get him to go chasing after another one in the same spot. Second pitch is upstairs as well, and the count goes to 2-0 on Lloyd. Not a lot of speed on the bases. Lish and Kobe Allen. So it'll probably take at least a good solid hit to one of the gaps in order to score Allen, although right now with a 3-0 count, Lloyd looking like he could get on base with a walk. Plenty of room to work with as Lloyd will look out. And the center fielder takes a pitch for a strike as the count goes to 3-1 now to the Cardinals' leadoff batter. And Lloyd will take a look out. Green comes to the plate. This one low and away, ball 4, and the bases are full of Cardinals. And up to the plate, Zach Housley, who walked his last time up and came around to score on the RBI single by Tanner Myers, will step up to the plate. But not before we have a quick conversation. He's coming over to have a quick word with his catcher is DJ Evans, the third baseman, coming over and talking. Cardinals will put a pinch runner out at second base. Case Griffiths will get the call to do that and run for Peyton Lish. And again, Zach Housley will step up to the bag. You're fine. Housley looks out from the right-handed batter's box. First pitch to him is taken for a strike on the outside corner, and the count goes to 0-1. This will be the 15th pitch of this inning coming up. And that one upstairs and behind the head of Housley goes to 1-1. Makes 30 pitches in 2 innings. Not a bad place to be at if you are Hayden Green on the mound. And he will once again wind fire this one upstairs as well. And the count goes to 2-1. Green, once you've gotten him into some of these longer counts, has been very good at forcing the Cardinals to make a move. But his control has not been the best as Housley will flare another ball into right center field. Dropping back and putting that one away one-handed is the right fielder Chase Davis, and the out is recorded as the Dragons escape a bases loaded 2-out jam, and we head to the bottom of the second inning with Malad still leading by 2, 3-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
When it comes to your money and taxes, it's important to work with an accountant that understands both.
I'm Gary Tusher, CPA, and I understand this. I've provided professional tax preparation and financial services for over 30 years. As a rancher myself, I have a unique understanding of accounting and tax preparation for ranches, small and large businesses, families, and individuals. When it comes to taxes and your money, make sure it's handled the best way possible. Call me today, Gary Tusher, CPA, 208-847-2601.
Welcome back into your second inning of play. Again, we apologize for those of you trying to watch online. We're having some trouble with our camera charging cord as we bring it to you live here on KBRV 800 The Bear from Malad, Idaho. The Cardinals out on the mound and Devin Adams making his pitches to the plate as we get set for inning number 2 on your home for Cardinal Athletics. And the Cardinals trailing by 2. We'll look to Adams, who has 21 pitches in the game so far and was able to work his way out of some trouble in that first inning of work against this Dragons team. And we'll look to try and imitate that same feat without giving up some of the trouble to begin with against the bottom of the order, as he'll have Gavin Combs, Colby Dreesen, and Chase Davis coming up to the plate to face against him in this inning. And Combs, who was left at the plate after J.D. Wilkins got caught trying to steal second, and Tucker Hess grounded out to short, will step into the right-handed batter's box. And the first pitch to him, an off-speed curveball that stays upstairs and misses as the count goes to 1-0. Colby Dreesen on deck and Chase Davis, as I said, to follow for the Dragons. And the 1-0 pitch upstairs, and Combs ducks out of the way of it. And the count moves to 2-0. Cardinals playing straight up all the way around. Maybe a little bit of a shift to the right side on the second base side with Jaron Johnson. On the left side, though, covering a lot of ground with Zach Housley and Tanner Myers, as this pitch taken for a strike by Combs. And the count goes to 2-1. And Adams will again set on the mound. The right-hander winds, fires this pitch off the plate and away. And the count goes to 3-1. Adams working with two pitches, a fastball and a curveball, trying to change the speeds around those two and keep the hitters off balance. But right now, the control when switching between the two has been a little bit suspect, although this ball right down the middle will be lined foul down the left field line. And the count will fill to Gavin Combs at 3-2. Turned on that one nicely and was able to lace one for what would have been a possible double down the line. Although, again, not deep corners here at the home of the Malad Dragons. Only .315 to each of the outfield corners, as this pitch will be laced foul once again down the left field line. Combs getting ahead of himself, keeping things interesting, as the count will stay at 3-2 for the sixth pitch of this at-bat. Here in your second inning, being brought to you by Gary Tusher, CPA in Montpelier. Thank you to them for being a sponsor of Cardinal Athletics on KBRV 800 The Bears. Adams will come to the plate, this one off the plate, and earning the 7-pitch walk will be Gavin Combs. Second straight inning that Adams has allowed a leadoff walk to the Dragons. Looking back at what Adams has done in the past, we were actually able to call his first game pitching this year as he went up against the Nampa Christian Trojans. It wasn't pretty, although Devin Adams did work a quick first inning in that game. Gets a strike here against Colby Dreesen. Not a lot of speed over at first base, so the stolen base threat not really there. Ended up working a leadoff single in that game against the Nampa Christian Trojans, but then the second inning saw plenty of mistakes made in the field behind him that hampered the cause. And in fact, 4 errors in the second inning where Nampa Christian scored 9 runs on the Cardinals starting pitcher. Here, Cardinals have already given up 3 runs, although no errors behind Adams. And a lot of it's been because of the walks that he's given up. 3 walks already in the ball game, as he's even in the count 1-1 to Colby Dreesen here. Dreesen doing the catching duties, and a young catcher at that, as he'll swing and miss. Pickoff throw down to first base, almost in time, but the tag just a little bit late being applied. Count goes to 1-2. Good throw, though, from Peyton Lish. Very accurate on the play. As Adams will set once again. He'll catch, fire, off-speed pitch, swung on, just caught a piece of it, did Dreesen. And we'll have to do that one over again. Very good curveball. Very slow and just dropped at the front of the plate and had Dreesen out in front, as I think he was expecting fastball. He'll come back, set in the mound, or in the batter's box on the right side. Snap throw to first base. We'll see Combs diving back to the bag, and for the first baseman, you may think those are unnecessary throws on a player who's not going to be trying to take off, but he is taking a fairly good lead over at first base, especially on a 1-2 count, as this pitch will get past Lish, bounces right back by the batter. And it will hit the batter. Although Colby Dreesen will apparently get away with kicking the ball in the batter's box, as the umpire says he was trying to dodge out of the way. And it'll be back up to Adams on the mound with a 2-2 count, runner on second base. He'll fire this pitch, scooped up at the dish by Peyton Lish, but low, when the count will move to 3-2 now. 3-2 delivery coming up on the young catcher for the Malad Dragons. We're talking to Coach T.C. Williams. Says this will be the upcoming catcher for this team for the next 3 years is his plan, as this ball popped high up into the sun, luckily to the back of the players, as Housley will track it, puts it away on his back heels, and gets the out recorded. And the first out is done for the Malad Dragons. Again, here we apologize for the lack of video, as we have some problems with our stream right now. And up to the plate will be Chase Davis, as he will look outside. And the first pitch to him fouled off back to the screen. And the count goes to 0-1. Oh-1 count. As Adams will look in with one out, runner on second base, as Gavin Combs was able to get there on a pitch that went back to the screen. Chase Davis at the plate with an 0-1 count. Snap throw back to second base is going to have Combs diving back to the bag. Still in your second inning with a 3-1 score in favor of the Malad Dragons. Bottom half of the inning, Adams will kick fire upstairs and off the plate, and the count goes to 1-1. Playing 11 in the field. Adams will get set once again on the mound. Pitching to his backstop, and Peyton Lish. And this ball will be bounced up to the plate as the count goes to 2-1. And again, Adams will get set. Laboring through some pitches here in this frame. He's up to 17 pitches in the inning, 38 pitches overall. Talking with Coach Uskoski, he will be on a little bit of a pitch count today. This gets to about 75. Depends on how the game is going at that point in time, as this ball is fouled off. And we'll get almost to the other field bordering this one, as the count evens at 2-2 now. And again, Chase Davis will step in. Good batter at the bottom of the order is Chase Davis. Although the first time these two teams played, he did not have the most success that he's had in the game. And this one will be a strike three taken. Devin Adams getting his first punch out of the game on a called third strike. And down it goes Chase Davis on 5 pitches to flip the order over. And talking about Chase Davis, going back to the last time these two teams played on Friday, Davis ended up having a subpar 0-for-3 effort with a flyout and a pair of groundouts. Up to the top of the order, though, we go to Gage Cherry. The right-handed batter will take a pitch on the inside for a ball. The count goes to 1-0. Adams again will come set. This pitch bounded foul over towards the Cardinals dugout. Uskoski up with it and throws one on over to his pitcher in Adams. So the count goes to 1-1 to the senior left fielder. Not a lot of size in Cherry, a very small strike zone to throw to. And some good speed as well. He'll bound one over towards short. Slow roller. This one's going to be a tough play as the throw on to first high, and will pull Braxton Kellen off of the bag, but I think that was going to be a single anyways, as Cherry with a lot of speed looked to be booking it down to first base. We're going to give him the single and the benefit of the doubt. Up to third base goes Gavin Combs with Justin Hubbard coming up to the plate. Again, that speed for Cherry forcing Zach Housley to come up with a slow roller and make the throw, but that not hit hard enough to really do anything. That'll bring up the aforementioned Hubbard as Adams does the step off, looks to third, and then looks back to first. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Adams looking to try and close this inning out with limited pitches. It's up to 23 so far as this pitch goes over to third. Ball will drift away from Tanner Myers. Taking second base on a stolen base was Gage Cherry, and Peyton Lish throwing down to third base to see if they could take Gavin Combs coming off. They could not do it as Combs was diving back to the bag safely. count will go to 0-1 as the pitch was a called strike on Hubbard. Second and third for the Dragons, with 2 outs in the bottom of the second, and they're already up 3-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard as Hubbard looks out once again. Justin praying for contact, takes a pitch off the plate and away. Tough call for Adams. But they'll even the count at 1-1. Now another pitch taken low, and the count goes to 2-1. As I said, fair amount of Soda parents making their way down here today. Split between the baseball and softball games. As softball going on up at the high school, or down at the city park, because this pitch off the plate and away. Count goes to 3-1 as Adams sees the control start to disappear once again against Justin Hubbard, who walked his first time up and came around to score. A walk here would load the bases for a dangerous hitter in Hayden Green, who grounded out his last time up on a sharp grounder to the second baseman Jaron Johnson, and that's exactly what will happen as the bases will be loaded now as a pitch misses. And Adams will now see the 6th batter of the frame, and Hayden Green will come up to the plate. As I said, RBI ground out his first time up, with runners on second and third at that point in time. Here, bases full of Dragons, trying to defend their den and put some big points up onto the board here early. Already up 3-0 in the bottom of the second. Scored 3 runs in the first, but a chance for the Cardinals to get out of this. A snap throw over to third is going to see them cut down the runner at third. Combs was caught off the bag, and the Cardinals will escape it without even having to throw a pitch to Hayden Green. We take a break, come back with the top of the third inning, being brought to you by Edgewood Assisted Living on KBRV 800 The Bear, and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to Malad on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com as the Cardinals able to get out of a jam with a pickoff move by Devin Adams to get out of the second inning with the score still on KBRV 800 The Bear at 3-1. Fantastic tag, I should say, by Tanner Myers as well on the play to get Combs. As he looks over questioning me going, what? I didn't do anything there either. Adams will ground out to short in his second at-bat of the game. And the Cardinals will see an early out in this ball game. As again, we should have the video starting to get fixed here. Still working on that. We'll try and reset it in the middle of it as the video frame is frozen as a pitch for a strike taken by Tanner Myers on the inside corner. Myers responsible for the only RBI for the Cardinals in the game so far, as he is 1 for 1 with a single. Takes a pitch off the plate to even the count at 1-1. And looks out from the right-handed batter's box against Hayden Green, who will fire a pitch that is laced over towards second, bobbled by the second baseman. Myers hustling down the line is easily going to be safe. That'll be an error charged, though, to the second baseman, as Tucker Hess unable to come up with it cleanly. And the Cardinals, with a runner on first base, a chance at another rally. Down by 2 as Braxton Kellen will step up to the bag. Kellen, again, a right-handed first baseman for the Cardinals. Quick snap throw over to first to get Tanner Myers diving back to the bag. Myers definitely a speed threat for the Cardinals over there at first base. And the pitch will be taken for a strike as Myers will slide in safely with a stolen base. Count does go to 0-1 on Braxton Kellen. But there is a runner in scoring position ready for him to bring in. If he can get one into one of those gaps, even a single could possibly score Myers, as Kellen easily swinging through a curveball. Nasty bender. And the count goes to 0-2 on Kellen, who was badly fooled on that pitch. See what he can do to try and adjust in the batter's box now. 0-2, takes one upstairs and then bends out of the way, and the count goes to 1-2. Kellen will again look out. This pitch off the plate. 2-2 now. Runner on second base with 1 out. It is an unearned run if it does come across to score, but that does not matter if you're a Cardinals fan. You're just looking for runs on the board, trailing by 2. And this pitch popped up. It's going to get foul over to the right side. And will drop harmlessly to the grass over by the other ball field. And the count remains 2-2. With Hayden Green continuing to pitch on the mound. He'll be the batter at the plate at the start of the next inning, as this pitch downstairs and in. Count goes to 3-2 to Kellen. Good at bat, fell behind 0-2. And since then has fought it back to 3-2 on the last 4 pitches. Also moving up to third base on another stolen base is Tanner Myers. Did not see that happening in the background, but a cloud of dust rises from the third base bag, and the Cardinals are runner 90 feet away with a 3-2 delivery taken off the plate. And Braxton Kellen makes his way down to first base with a 1-out walk to put runners on the corners for the Cardinals. And another very good opportunity for the Cardinals to try and cash in, as Kyle Dursteller will step up to the plate. And the right-hander will look for an opportunity. Pitch taken off the plate for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Again, we apologize. Camera flickering in and out on us. We'll again try and get that fixed in the next inning. And a pitch swung on and missed as Dursteller went chasing one down below his kneecaps, as the count goes to 2-2. Again, runners on the corners with 1 out. Jaron Johnson stands on deck. Kobe Allen to follow him. That's Kyle Dursteller, the right fielder today, up at the plate. He'll swing, bounds one foul down the third base side. Taken off on the play. Braxton Kellen on contact was running. Count goes to 1-2 and will reset as Kellen makes the jog back over to first base. Fantastic day for ball. Maybe one of the best days that we've had all season long. As Dursteller swings and misses at a pitch upstairs. Was probably at the top of the zone, but he couldn't catch up with it as he sets down to the dugout with the second strikeout of the game by Hayden Green. First one of Kyle Dursteller, who had grounded out to short in the second inning. Brings up Jaron Johnson. Needing a base hit, takes a first pitch strike. And the count goes to 0-1. Johnson secured that second base position for the Cardinals. Looks out and takes a pitch well upstairs on a fastball that comes up near the head. And the count moves to 1-1. It'll again see Green looking in. Moving up to second base on defensive indifference is Kellen, as this pitch is going to be lifted towards second. Playing it on the ball and making a good play on it at that is Tucker Hess. The out is recorded And the Cardinals cannot strike once again despite putting runners into scoring position. We'll take another break. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming. Middle of the third inning. Brought to you by Edgewood Assisted Living in Soda Springs.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Take your mother to a Mother's Day tea with you to the Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs. They're having a Mother's Day tea on Friday, May 6th at 2 p.m. Bring your mom, aunt, sister, grandma, or wife for tea and hors d'oeuvres. Everyone is welcome, and RSVP is appreciated. Call 208-547-0257 by Thursday, May 5th, if you plan on attending. That's the Mother's Day Tea, Friday, May 6th, at the Edgewood Assisted Living Center in Soda Springs. And happy Mother's Day.
Welcome back out to Malad, Idaho on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Here in your third inning, being brought to you by Edgewood Assisted Living. Again, we apologize having some trouble with our camera charging cord. That is why there is no video for those of you watching online. But as the Cardinals take to the field in the bottom of the third, brings the Dragons' heart of the order to the plate as they will look to try and build on a 3-1 lead on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Adams out for his third inning of work, 48 pitches to this point in time in the game. As Green will look out from the home plate area. First pitch to him, swung on and missed. That off-speed pitch had him well out in front, and the count goes to 0-1. That curveball, when he's got it working, a very good pitch. Talking with Adams before this game, he said that he and Coach Yuskoski were working on it a little bit at practice. It's a pitch taken and flared up into shallow right field. Jaron Johnson backing up on it, makes play with two hands, and the first out is recorded quickly, and that's exactly what Devin Adams needed. A two-pitch at-bat against Green. We'll bring up DJ Evans with nobody on base. Evans doubled his last time up. Drove in a run with that, also came around to score. He has one of the 3 hits for the Dragons so far in this game. As a pitch downstairs in the dirt will kick off of the glove of Peyton Lish, and the count goes to 1-0. Right-handed Adams will again get set before looking in. Kicks to the plate. This one bounces off of the front of home plate as well, and the count goes to 2-0. And a good hitting count for DJ Evans, who was not this patient his first time up, swung at the first pitch he saw and was able to line it for a double over the head of Kobe Allen. Adams, again, that slow, methodical workmanship, steps to the plate, fires this pitch inside for a ball. At the letters, but could not catch the plate, and the count goes to 3-1. 17 inches across and about 2.5 to 3 feet tall, depending on the batter. That's your strike zone, and it can sometimes shrink to the size of a button head. As this ball bounced high in the air, a high chopper, Myers up with it, but he has a little bit of trouble with it. Tough play, doesn't make the throw, and we'll call that one an infield single for DJ Evans. And again, it was a tough hop, high bounder that Myers had to take on the short hop and was unable to get it cleanly. And the leadoff man was out, but the Dragons with a 1-out base runner and some speed as well. And DJ Evans, that'll bring up J.D. Wilkins to the plate. The shortstop had a RBI single his first time up from the right-handed batter's box. Still sitting here at 3-1 on your Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. In the bottom of the third inning as Adams fires to the plate. This one inside. Lish spins around but looks over to first. 7 pitches in the inning so far. That's Coach Randy Sullivan calling the balls and strikes, or calling the pitches for Adams as he'll come to the plate. This one a strike on the outside corner. Throw down to first base off the bag. And with an even count, DJ Evans easily able to get back to the bag and stay safe. Island of safety in the middle of an ocean of brown dirt here at Malad. So we'll go wading back out into that dirt. Adams will again come set on the mound. Fires a pitch off speed, and that's bounded past the glove of Tanner Myers. Big turn at second base for DJ Evans. He will not try and advance to third, though, as Kobe Allen quickly able to get to the ball. And the Malad Dragons, again, with something cooking. Runners on first and second. Good speed out there, with Tucker Hess coming up to the plate, who grounded out to short his first time up. For Hess, last time these two teams played, ended up going 0 for 2. Did have an RBI in that game with a walk, as he'll lift a ball into right center field, excuse me. That one's going to drop in between everybody. Cardinals a little bit of trouble getting it in, or getting to the ball, as three of them collapsed on the baseball. Jaron Johnson, Chris Lloyd, and Kyle Dursteller all there, but it landed in no man's land around them to get it in, but not before the bases are loaded on 3 straight singles, 2 of which have not necessarily been hit all that hard. It'll bring up Gavin Combs to the plate, who walked on a full count pitch to lead off the second inning. Devin will set, fires, and that pitch off the outside corner. Good job at trying to frame that one by Peyton Lish, but just snuck a little bit off the plate, and the count goes to 1-0. That's the same combination for the battery that the Cardinals had last time I saw Adams pitch, as he'll fire this one line foul down the left field line. And the count goes to 1-1 against Nampa Christian. We talked about the promise that Adams showed in that game. Again, really the defense behind him, what cost the Cardinals in that contest. I'll see Adams come set once again on the mound. He'll wind and fire to the plate. This ball lifted in the air down the left field side, and unable to get there in time is Kobe Allen. He is putting himself over towards the left field line, though. We'll see if they change where he shifted to. Cardinals are playing pole for the Dragons. Everybody in the outfield shifted to the left side. Infield playing about straight up with double play depth on the right side of the infield. Johnson now backs off the bag, and this pitch on the outside corner. No, excuse me, they're going to call that a ball. The count goes to 2-2. Just off the outside corner, says the home plate umpire. Adams will again come set. Glove at the chest, fires to the plate. This ball, good spear by Peyton Lish behind the plate to keep that one from getting back to the screen, as that was a possible run with DJ Evans behind third base. And we'll have to do another 3-2 pitch to Gavin Combs. He walked last time he got into this position. Adams needs a strike. He'll get one. Flare ball down into left field. That is going to be caught by Kobe Allen. Ball coming in, and the throw will come to the plate late. Gets past Peyton Lish. Everybody's going to move up on that mistake, and the Cardinals will give up another run, but it is a sack for a fly, so they do get the out that goes along with it. And everybody's able to move up on the sacrifice. Colby Dreesen will come up now. He popped out to Zach Housley his first time up in the second inning. That was also on a 7-pitch at-bat. Waves the bat through the zone a couple of times before he watches Adams come set. He'll swing, lifts one into right field. That's going to score a run. Dursteller up with the ball, lofts it in slowly to Jaron Johnson, but it'll be an RBI single for Dreesen. And the Dragons will get their 5th run of this ball game. For Adams, now up to 17 pitches in the inning, 65 in the game. And he'll face Chase Davis now, who struck out swinging his last time up. Excuse me, struck out looking his last time up, if I remember correctly. The only strikeout of the game for Adams is this pitch upstairs and in, and it slips out of the glove of Lish behind the plate, on to second base with a pass ball will be Colby Dreesen. And it puts runners at the scoring position. Second base is again the body of Dreesen's. Third base is Tucker Hess. So the Dragons look to add to their 5-1 lead. Pitch to the plate. That's a ball just off the outside corner, and the count goes to 2-0. Second full time through the lineup for the Dragons here. This will turn the lineup over if Adams can't get an out. 5-1 on your Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. These two teams trading zeros for the last 3 halves of the innings. Ball gets past Peyton Lish at the plate. Flip to the plate is not going to be in time, and sliding in safely on the passed ball is Tucker Hess as he comes around to score as well. Count goes to 3-0 on Chase Davis now. And the Cardinals see the lead go to 6-1 for the Malad Dragons. Coach Uskoski in the dugout. See the gears in his mind working as Davis will again stand in the right-handed box. Adams, right-hander, fires. This ball lifted up into the air. It's going to get past the dive of Tanner Myers. Excuse me, it was actually a ground ball. Lost that one off of the bat, and it's going to be an RBI single on that play for Chase Davis to bring home another run. It's a 4-run inning for the Malad Dragons as Dreesen comes home to score, and with a runner on first base, everything resets. And Gage Cherry will come up to the plate, but not before a pitching change, as Devin Adams is going to switch places, I believe, with Peyton Lish. No, they're going to bring in Kyle Dursteller to do some throwing for the Cardinals. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have more for you on KBR V800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
New pitcher on the mound for the Malad Dragons on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Again, I do apologize for those of you listening in for the problems we're having with our video stream right now, as the camera, we need to get a new camera charger for this one, as we've been having some trouble with the wiring. Dursteller out onto the mound regardless of the camera problems. Thank you again for tuning in and listening to us, as he will be throwing to Devin Adams, who will move in behind the plate. And I'm assuming this means Peyton Lish will be moved out to right field for the Cardinals for the remainder of this game, or for the foreseeable future of this game, as Dursteller comes in from right field to do the pitching. But we'll have to be sure of that once everybody actually gets out onto the diamond. It does look, though, that Lish has made his way into the outfield. Just waiting on Devin Adams getting the gear on. He's behind home plate now and set. As we continue on in the bottom of the third inning on your Edgewood Assisted Living Center. Third inning. Don't forget about Mother's Day tea coming up on Friday, over at Edgewood Assisted Living. It'll be Gage Cherry to lead things off against Dursteller, who was the pitcher on the mound for the Cardinals in Saturday's game against Bear Lake. He does a quick snap throw over to first base to have Davis diving back to the bag, before again focusing his attention on Cherry at the plate. Adams preparing for a throw down to second, as Davis will hold set. And Dursteller will fire a strike across the plate for the first pitch he throws. Good velocity on the pitch as well. Kyle will again come set. Throws over to first once again. Good accuracy on the throw, but the tag just a little bit late, and Davis able to get back to the bag in time. Adams finishes the day with 69 pitches. As this pitch a strike as well. Gage Cherry down 0-2 in the count to Kyle Dursteller, who's firing missiles from his right arm right now, being rocket propelled into the glove of Devin Adams. Good accuracy as Adams shows the glove. The runner goes off speed pitch. Throw in time though, and getting cut down is Chase Davis on the steal attempt, and the Cardinals will get out of the frame, but not before 4 runs come across to score, all of them earned, as Adams is responsible for the loss. The Cardinals will try and get some runs to back him up in the back half of this game as we come back with the top of the 4th inning being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier on KBR V800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to Malad, Idaho on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Again, we apologize for the problems that we're having with our video stream. We're hopefully going to get those fixed by the time we go to Bear Lake on Wednesday. That's just a little bit of a problem with the charger cord. But thank you once again for tuning into the audio edition of today's ball game. Cardinals, though, wishing it was going a little bit better. They trail right now 7-1 with Kobe Allen coming up to the plate to lead things off against Hayden Green, who so far has 50 pitches in the game and is looking in fine form. And he will fire a first pitch strike to Kobe Allen to lead things off, and the count goes to 0-1. To the Cardinals left fielder today. He'll swing and miss. A little bit of a tentative swing there, and the count goes to 0-2. Having trouble timing himself up right now, it looks like, is Kobe Allen. As that swing was very defensive. I guess the best way to say it is this pitch misses inside. Was able to work it to a 3-1 count before grounding into a fielder's choice that left him on first base and cut down Jaron Johnson trying to move to second as this pitch, an off-speed pitch, broke back over the plate. Fantastic delivery from Hayden Green for his 3rd strikeout of the game. And the Cardinals see the leadoff man retired once again, and this is the 4th straight inning that Hayden Green's gotten the leadoff man. He's had trouble on base behind the leadoff man, but has always been able to get out of it. 1 out here in the 4th inning, brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier, and Peyton Lish, who singled his last time up, takes a big cut and fouls one back to the screen. 7-1 here in the top of the 4th inning on your Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Cardinals looking to try and steal a game from the Malad Dragons, but the offense has some work to do, down by 6. So Lish will take another cut at a pitch across the plate, and that one moves the count to 0-2 to the Cardinals' now right fielder, formerly backstop. Was doing the catching duty to start this game with Devin Adams on the mound, but with Adams out of the game as a pitcher, he moves back in behind home plate to resume his duties as the starting catcher for the Cardinals. And Lish tied up in knots on an off-speed pitch and back-to-back strikeouts. This one is a swinging strikeout compared to the looking strikeout that happened on the last at-bat to Kobe Allen. And it'll bring up Chris Lloyd to the plate, who has walked and struck out in his at-bats to this point in time. Lloyd, a right-handed batter, center fielder for the Cardinals. Very good at having consistent and solid ABs for this team, as Hayden Green will fire a first pitch upstairs for a ball. The Count goes to 1-0. We talked about the size of the strike zone being tiny sometimes. Well, with Chris Lloyd, it's just that case once again. Is stands under 6 foot, stands under 5'5", or under 5'6" almost. Not sure what his exact height is as he takes a strike there. But it's definitely a very small plate, but he makes up for it by definitely knowing where his strike zone is. Very good at putting the ball in play, as that one is inside, and they'll call it ball 4, and he will take his base. And that is only 3-1, but they'll give him the walk. And it'll bring up Zach Housley to the plate. And Housley, who has walked and flown out to right field, will look for an opportunity to keep this inning going with 2 outs. Takes the first pitch up and away for a ball. If anything, what the Cardinals are doing here is at least extending the inning. It's a pitch over to first. We'll have Lloyd diving back to the bag. See if they put him in motion here. He does again have speed. Does not have a stolen base so far in this game. As Housley will swing and miss at a pitch that moves the count to 1-1. Lloyd hasn't had a chance to try and take off on any pitches so far today. So again, Housley will swing and miss that off-speed pitch, throwing off the Cardinals, and it looks like Green starting to rely on that pitch just a little bit more. As this game has gone on, once the Cardinals know about his fastball, and he's been rotating between those 2 pitches well. Here a fastball is going to get past the catcher behind the plate, and Dreesen all the way to the screen moves up Chris Lloyd, and the count moves to 2-2 on the pass ball with a runner in scoring position for the Cardinals. Again, trailing in this game 7-1 here in the top of the 4th inning, being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. Green will fire again. That's a strike at the letters. Cuts down Housley, looking and around a walk. Hayden Green will strike out the side. He's got 5 punch-outs in the game so far, and we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Cardinals trailing by 6 on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Bear Lake Drug, located at 836 Washington Street in Montpelier, not only has everything you need to get better quick, but we also carry a great selection of durable medical equipment to purchase or rent as we assist you in your recovery. And while you're here, check out our large selection of gift items. Call us to fill your prescriptions today at 208-847-1421. That's 847-1421. Bear Lake Drug, the small town pharmacy that gives you world-class service.
Back here once again in your 4th inning, being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. Again, for those of you just tuning in online, we apologize, no video stream for this game at this moment, as the charging cord for the camera has been deciding to take the day off. We're not taking the day off, though, still bringing you all of the audio content. As Kyle Dursteller back out onto the mound, got the final out of the last inning. Well, in a way he did. It was really Devin Adams finishing off his work as he was able to throw down to second base to cut down the runner. Adams moved behind the plate with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning and was able to cut down Chase Davis trying to steal a bag. So in a way, gets to finish off the inning he started. And it'll bring up the top of the order here in the 4th inning to face Kyle Dursteller, with Gage Cherry, who is 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. Justin Hubbard, who has no official at-bats yet. And Hayden Green, who is 0 for 2 with an RBI groundout on the game so far. Good part of the order to be in if you're the Dragons, but unless they can get some walks, then it might be a little bit of trouble. Gage Cherry, the only of the top 3 with a hit right now. All those walks part of the 4 walks given up by Devin Adams in the game, with all 4 of those coming in the first few innings before giving up 5 hits in the 3rd inning, all of them singles. First pitch upstairs and in to Cherry. The count goes to 1-0. Gage, a senior. Dursteller again will wind and fire. A swing and a miss by Gage. Talking with the head coach of the Dragons, T.C. Williams, he said next year he is going to be looking at carrying a little bit smaller roster. This is his first year as the head coach of the Malad team. He's been along as an assistant coach for the ride to this point in time. Taking over and looking to try and build a program up, and swing and a miss from Gage Cherry will move the count to 1-2. And Dursteller a strike away from getting out of this inning. As this pitch will miss for a ball and the count moves back to 2-2. Kyle again kicks, fires, off speed pitch, just caught a piece of it to Cherry. Put him off balance as he had to jog down the first base line just a bit. But stays alive with the count still at 2-2. Dursteller 7 pitches into his appearance. Eye black underneath the eyes, drooped down across the cheeks as this pitch swung on and fouled off again. That'll go right into the face mask of the umpire, who's up, walks away for a moment, gets his bearings once again. Adams will take a stroll out to the pitcher's mound, gives the umpire a little bit of time to recompose himself, and now we'll come back, and Adams and the umpire giving a good little chuckle to it as over on the third base side, Coach Williams talking with Cherry. A little bit of strategy, but also, again, I think a little bit of it to give that umpire a little bit of time to catch his bearings again. It's not easy when you take a ball in the mask like that. Be a very upsetting experience if you're not ready for it. As this ball grounded over towards third, backhanded by Tanner Myers, up with the ball, long throw to first base will be well late, and it'll be a leadoff single for Gage Cherry, just finding the right spot in the order and the right spot in the field to put the ball in play, and makes his way down to first base with the leadoff hit. At the 9th base hit of the game for the Malad Dragons in today's game. Brings up the left-handed hitting Justin Hubbard, who so far has yet to put a ball in play. He's walked both times up. And he'll have another pitch coming here to see if he can get ahead in the count. First pitch actually is a pickoff move to first base, though. That will have Cherry diving back to the bag, or stepping back on the bag, as it were. And we'll see what Dursteller has planned for Hubbard, and he will have nothing planned. Yet another pickoff move over to first base. And one more. As really focusing on Cherry on first base. Their big lead, though, for the young senior. Small senior. As this pitch bounces up to the plate. Adams, good job blocking it and keeping in front with the glove. The count goes to 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. Look at that as in favor of the hitter Hubbard as he takes a pitch again upstairs. Ball down to first base. Adams with a poor throw gets over the head of Braxton Kellen all the way to right field, and moving up 2 bases on the error is Cherry, and he will stand on third base with nobody out now in a 2-0 count. On the error by Devin Adams behind home plate. Made the throw down to first, but it was well wide of Braxton Kellen standing at the bag. Tough play whenever you have those throws down there. Dursteller will fire upstairs and away. Count goes to 3-0. Excuse me, they have it as 2-0. The 2-0 delivery, that's a strike. Count goes to 2-1. Umpire and me have disagreed on count several times so far in today's ball game. It's a 2-1. Fouled or bounced over towards Jaron Johnson. Trouble with the hop. He's going to get to the ball. No. And that's going to go as another error on the Cardinals' second baseman. That'll put a runner on base. Run comes home. It will be an RBI, as the run would have scored anyways on the ground ball with nobody out. The Cardinals will look to try and get Hayden Green now, who's looking to help his own cause out a bit. 0 for 2 so far in the game, does have an RBI, up 8-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Dursteller snap throw over to first base, and diving back safely is Justin Hubbard. Fortunate turn of events has the Cardinals down by 7, 8-1. So we're here in the 4th, trying to keep this game from getting to 11-1, which would put them in a very bad situation. This ball bounced up to the plate. And Hayden Green will watch as his teammate Justin Hubbard moves up to second base. Good hustle being shown by Hubbard there. In defense of Jaron Johnson out there at second base, this field, talking with both coaches, a very rough infield, needs to be pressed, was the way that Coach T.C. Williams talked about it. Or bring more dirt in is the other things that he talked about. Is the infield grass very uneven, a couple of bumps and hills out there, and makes fielding a ball coming off of it very tough. And an interesting adventure every time one comes your way is Dursteller fires the plate. That's a called strike on the inside, and count goes to 1-2. In fact, Coach Williams said that he himself has been trying to bring more dirt to this field, trying to fill it in a little bit more. Some of the dips and lulls in the infield away as this ball inside catches Hayden Green. He's going to get the hit by pitch and move down to first base. Runners now at first and second with nobody out for the Dragons. And DJ Evans, who has yet to be retired, coming up to the plate. He's got a double and a single, a pair of runs scored, and an RBI. And he will do some grooming in that right-handed batter's box before stepping in. Waves the bat through the zone once, twice, now holds it up over the right shoulder, and Dursteller will fire one that bounces behind the plate to Adams. Both runners trying to move up. The ball's going to get past Tanner Myers as it bounced past his glove, and another run's going to come home to score as the Cardinals' mistakes really have been the big problem so far in this game. Another run comes across. It's 9-1. And that one, unfortunately, has got to go as an E5 on the pickup by Tanner Myers. You got to keep that ball in front of you. Cannot allow it to sneak past you into the outfield. And now that 10th run stands just away from home plate as DJ Evans will look out with a 1-0 count. Dursteller fires upstairs, count to 2-0 now. And another meeting out to the mound as Coach Jeff Uskoski will make the long stroll out to talk with Dursteller. Again, nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Being brought to you by Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier. Also, while we're talking about who this is being brought to you by, I want to give everybody a chance to remember that Sanders Furniture is a proud sponsor of Cardinal Athletics, and they want you to come to Sanders Furniture this week, where they have lots of wonderful gifts for Mother's Day, including knickknacks, wall hangings, and much more. That's right. That's a reminder to all you gentlemen out there. Mother's Day is coming up, and it doesn't matter how manly you are. We all have a mother. So be sure to remember your mom. Of course, you shouldn't have to be reminded to remember your mom. Always a pleasant day whenever Mother's Day rolls around. As Dursteller will come steps to the plate. This one upstairs and over the head. Goes to 3-1. And again, he has a 3-1 count for the second straight at bat. Last time he took the next pitch and was able to line it for a base hit. Part of that 5-hit 3rd inning that the Dragons put together with all singles, as that was ball 4. And Evans will now take the stroll down to first base. Only 1 hit so far in the inning. Runners on the corners. In a 9-1 ball game right now. Dursteller trying to fight his way out of this game. And out of this inning with the Cardinals still within striking distance and not having to bat for their lives in the top of the 5th. And he'll get a first pitch strike to J.D. Wilkins as that crosses the heart of the plate, and the count goes to 0-1. No updates from the softball diamond. Try and keep you updated on what's going on up there, as that's an important game for the Cardinals as well, trying to keep their heads above water. And a line drive will be speared over at short by Zach Housley, and then he overthrows second base. Fantastic defensive effort to even get to that ball, but it's going to unfortunately have to go as an error that scores a pair of runs. The throw to third too late, and it's a 2-base error as the ball into right field went past everybody. And the Cardinals find themselves down now 11-1. On more mistakes made by the infield. This inning has been a near complete You almost have to say disaster for the Cardinals as they come into it. They've been getting the ground balls, but the mistakes in the field have definitely been costing them. 3 errors so far in this inning. 4 errors, in this inning, as the first pitch is going to catch Tucker Hess on the helmet, and he will make his way down to first base. And the wheels continuing to come off the wagon for the Cardinals in this inning. Four errors, 2 hit batsmen. As another switch for the Cardinals coming up, we'll take a break with this one as well. It looks like Peyton Lish will come in and do the throwing for the Cardinals in today's version of the bottom of the 4th inning, as he looks to try and get the Cardinals through this frame. Back after this break on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, and father of 5. I'm also an expert on drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids, and there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
Randy Sullivan talking with the umpire right now about the last hit by pitch that the Cardinals saw come from Kyle Dursteller, feeling that was a pitch that was leaned into by the batter, Tucker Hess. Definitely has a argument that can be made for that from my vantage point back here. As Peyton Lish winding and firing, getting his warm-up pitches in. Dursteller's final line on this one, a 1/3 of an inning pitch, gave up a walk, 1 hit, hit a pair of batters, and so far is on the ropes for 4 runs that he's given up, and another 2 runs standing on the base paths. The interesting thing for him, though, is if Lish can come in and get an out, then none of those runs that are left on the base paths will end up being earned. And in fact, of the runs that have come across to score, only 3 of those have been earned runs as well. Gavin Combs will step in, as Lish will check both of the runners at the corners, 3rd and 1st. And the first pitch will be a ball just a little bit low. The count goes to 1-0. Lish, freshman for the Cardinals, looks in, fires, and this pitch off the inside corner, and the count goes to 2-0. Tight strike zone for the home plate umpire. We've talked about it a little bit here so far. Sometimes that strike zone can find its way turning into a pinprick as this ball lifted up into the air in the shallow left field. Dropping back as Housley puts it away in the glove, and the first out is recorded on 3 pitches, excuse me. And as I said, all of those runs, 3 of the runs that have been given up in this inning so far are earned. And any more runs that come across the plate, unearned runs after 4 errors by the Cardinals in this frame. That's one of the problems the Cardinals have had all season long, is they'll have very good innings. As this ball bounced over to short, Housley up with it for 1. Jaron Johnson, strong throw onto first base, not in time, just a little bit late. It'll go as a fielder's choice, 6-4 put out, and an RBI for Colby Dreesen. Coming home to score on the play is J.D. Wilkins. And that'll bring up Chase Davis. 1 more out needed for the Cardinals. Makes it a 12-1 ball game. Cardinals will need at least 2 in the bottom of this, or top of the 5th, to keep the game moving on. Of course, the 5th inning will be brought to you and paid for by Kelly Wells for County Sheriff. Vote for leadership, integrity, knowledge, and excellence. Elect Kelly Wells for Caribou County Sheriff. Lish will again set on the mound. The righty winds, fires an awesome fastball that gets through a swing and a miss by Chase Davis, and the count goes to 0-1 on the right fielder for the Malad Dragons. Davis will look out again. Decent speed and Dreesen at first base, and Davis lifts one out to left field. That's going to drop harmlessly outside of the lines, and the count goes to 0-2. Quick inning so far for Peyton Lish. The right-hander will again get set. As Lish winds, fires. This one bounced right back to him, spears it, and lofts one over to first base for the out. The third out is recorded. Lish comes in, gets 3 straight outs. The Dragons do strike for 1 more. It's 12-1 on KBR. On KBR V800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com. This has been your Bear Lake Drug in Montpelier 4th inning. Back with the 5th after this on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
Welcome back out to Malad, Idaho on KBR V800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Heart of the order for the Cardinals coming up as they look to try and keep this game going. Down 12-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. And they need 2 runs to come across the plate in order to keep this game going. The good news for the Cardinals is they have the right part of the order to do that in. Adams, Myers, and Kellen will be leading things off for the Cardinals in this game. Here in your 5th inning, which is being paid for by Kelly Wells for County Sheriff. It'll be Devin Adams to step things up first. As he started out pitching in this game, has been moved back behind home plate. So far on the day, Adams 1 for 2, has a single, and is grounded out to short back in the 3rd inning. Leading off the 5th inning, he'll try and do his best leadoff impersonation. Try and get himself on base as he'll stride over into the right-handed batter's box to take on Hayden Green, who so far has given up the early run in the 1st inning, but since then has been nearly flawless on the mound. He's only given up 2 hits since then and walked 3. As the first pitch to Adams, speaking of walks, up and over his head, ducks out of the way, and the count goes to 1-0. Adams wears the number 16, a senior on this year's Cardinal team. Swings and misses at one upstairs. Tried to check the swing as he went through the zone, but could not hold it back, and the count will go to 1-1 on the Cardinals' leadoff man here in this 5th inning. Fouls one back to the screen on the 1-1 pitch, 1-2. 12-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. Adams will look to focus in, shorten up the swing a bit here from the number 3 spot. Fouls one off, just gets a piece of an off-speed pitch. Good fight coming from the Cardinals backstop there. Tanner Myers on deck. So far in the game, 1 for 2, has reached base twice though, and has the Cardinals' lone RBI in this game. Adams again sets, looks out to the right-handed Green, and he'll take one inside. Had to step out of the box, and the count goes to 2-2. Sun continuing to shine down, and what has been a perfect day for baseball. Perfect temperature right around the 60s. Another pitch fouled off to the screen on the 6th pitch of the at-bat. And the count remains at 2-2. Another wind and fire. As this pitch off the plate, Devin Adams will make his way down. No, they're going to call that 3-2. That's true. Adams just got lost on the count. 7 pitches in the at-bat. It can be easy to get lost in how many pitches you've seen, as we'll see a 3-2 pitch coming up. It'll be the 8th pitch of the at-bat from Green, who goes into the windup and bounces one to the plate, and that will go as ball 4. And Adams will earn the leadoff walk to open up the inning. Big news there for the Cardinals. First time they've gotten a leadoff runner on base in today's game. And Adams continues his good day, 1 for 2, and has reached base twice. Myers to the plate now, takes the first pitch down low for a ball, trying to take second and sliding in, cut down on the throw. Adams got thrown out trying to steal second base. A fantastic throw from Colby Dreesen. And the first out is recorded just like that. Cardinals get somebody on base, but cannot keep them on base with Tanner Myers at the plate, who will swing and fouls one off over to the right side into the other baseball field. Playing at the City Parks, just off of downtown Malad. The outskirts of town with the mountains, bluish green off in the distance. Little pieces of snow upstairs on those mountains. Still trying to finish clearing out the rest of winter as this pitch inside to Myers moves the count to 3-1 now to the Cardinals' third baseman. Cleans the bat off underneath his right armpit before watching the home plate umpire dust off home plate. Tanner will step back in. Righty-righty matchup as Green goes into the delivery. Winds, fires. This ball popped up. That might be playable. It's going to drop in fair territory, but kicks foul. And the count goes full 3-2 now as Myers will have to battle to keep alive and have a good eye for the Cardinals at the plate. Steps out, looks to the third base box to Coach Jeff Uskoski. Gets the sign and now steps back into the box. Looks out. Infield playing shallow as this ball is going to be laced foul down the left side. Good turn on that one by Myers, and he's going to force Hayden Green to throw another payoff pitch. Still 3-2 with 1 out in the top of the 5th, 12-1. Malad on top of the Cardinals here on their home field as this ball nubbed towards third. Slow bouncer, good pickup at third base, and a stronger throw onto the bag is going to cut down Tanner Myers. DJ Evans with a fantastic play to come up with the out there. Tough to get the speedy Myers, but he was able to do so, and we'll see Braxton Kellen now as the last hope for the Cardinals in the top of the 5th inning. Trying to get Kyle Dursteller up to the plate and give Soda a chance. Green will kick, fire off speed well upstairs, and the count goes to 1-0. That has been the one thing for Kellen, is he has been, or excuse me, for Green on the mound, as he has thrown a lot of pitches, and Kellen's been one of those batters he's done that to. He went full to him last time up with a 7-pitch at bat that Kellen was able to work a walk through. And right now we'll see the count go to 2-0 on Braxton with 2 outs. Green fires this one inside. Braxton bends out of the way of that and is in line for possibly his 2nd walk of the game. Up 3-0 in the count with 2 outs. Top of the 5th, 12-1. Again, Green winds and bounces one to the plate. That's going to be the 2nd walk of the inning for Green. Last one was cut down trying to steal a base. We'll see what Dursteller has planned for this one now, as he's 0 for 2, has a strikeout, as well as a ground out to short in his 2 at-bats to the plate. Looking to keep this one going and get Jaron Johnson to the plate. Or take one over the fence. And this one lying down the left field side, foul of home plate. And the count goes to 0-1. 20 pitches with that one in the inning for Hayden Green. His longest inning of the game to this point. The previous high had been 18 pitches back in the 3rd. See Dursteller again step in and watches a pitch outside. Count to 1-1. Jacob Housley out of the dugout has to jog back in. as he was down the line. And another pitch off the plate and away. Count goes to 2-1. Jaron Johnson, as I said, on deck with Kobe Allen to follow him. Johnson 1 for 2 today. Dursteller swings at a pitch off the plate. Hear an audible groan from him after that one. And count goes to 2-2. Runner on first base is Kellen, looking to make his way forward, see if they put him in motion on the 2-2 count. Does have some speed, and this pitch fouled off to the screen. Dursteller on that one, just underneath it. Kyle will again have to step back into the right-handed box, spoiling a pitch to stay alive. 24 pitches in the inning now. Gotten plenty of looks at what Hayden's got to offer as he'll try and finish this game off right here. Comes set at the waist, fires a pitch, off speed, bends across the plate. A beautiful strike three looking, and Dursteller for the second time is a looking victim. That does it for the ball game. Final score 12-1 as the Cardinals cannot strike in the bottom or top of the fifth inning. We'll take a break, come back with our final score after this and a final game wrap-up on your home for Cardinal Athletics, KBRV 800 The Bear, and online at mylocalradio.com.
Hello, I'm Kelly Wells and I'm running for Caribou County Sheriff. I grew up in Soda Springs and enjoyed all that Caribou County has to offer.
I served in the United States Marine Corps and I have over 24 years of law enforcement experience. And I am a graduate of the
FBI National Academy. I believe in servant leadership, building strong community partnerships, professionalism through training, service-oriented enforcement, and having a fair, friendly, and honest staff. Thank you, and I appreciate your vote on May 17th. Paid for by Kelly Wells for Sheriff.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
This is the sound of salmonella gyrating on your undercooked chicken. And it looks like Mom might be taking it out a little early. Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. So use a thermometer to cook each type of meat to the right temperature. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council.
Agrium's mission is to help feed the world responsibly. A world of 7 billion people, growing to 9 billion by 2050. Agrium helps farmers meet this increasing demand by supplying the nutrients and products needed to grow healthy crops, which provides communities with food and income, leading to more investment in health, education, and infrastructure, while protecting the environment for future generations. Agrium, feeding the world responsibly.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you. One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
Next to the Idaho Theater in Soda Springs, Idaho, lies a lovely gift and art shop called Caribou Jack's Galleria and Emporium. It features local artists Wade Craven and Sandy Fugate, as well as other locally made items like homemade soaps and bath crystals by Julie Franson. And who can resist gourmet fudge and truffles by Jade Rainey? While you're there, put a gift basket together for a favorite someone that will put them over the moon. Top it off with a postcard featuring local iconic sites such as the Eastman Fire Truck and, of course, our famous geyser. All are produced by local photographer Kim Miller. That's me. That's Caribou Jack's Galleria and Emporium in Soda Springs, next to the Idaho Theater.
Welcome into your post-game, ladies and gentlemen, on KBRV 800 The Bear, brought to you by the the Soda Springs Galleria and Emporium next to the Idaho Theater, where they feature gourmet fudge and truffles, postcards of iconic sites in Caribou County, luxurious homemade soaps and bath crystals, as well as customized artwork. And the Cardinals falling in this one 12-1, your final score, as they were out hitting the game 9-4, and they made 5 errors in the field, and that's not going to win you many ball games. Adams started the game for the Cardinals, pitched 2 2/3 innings, struck out 1, walked 4, gave up 8, hit 7 runs. All 7 of those runs ended up being earned. Kyle Dursteller then came in, pitched a third of an inning, but could not get an out in the 4th, walked 1, gave up 1 hit, and hit 2 batsmen as well, and a couple errors in the field, 3 earned runs, and 5 runs in the inning against Dursteller. That would make it a 12-1 ball game, and Lish came in and pitched 3 outs in a row against the 3 batters he faced, as he was able to cut down Gavin Combs, Kobe Dreesen, and Chase Davis at the bottom of the order to get out of the inning with 1 inning pitched, 0 Ks, 0 walks, 0 hits, 0 runs, and 0 earned runs against him. On the other side, for the Malad Dragons, it was Hayden Green who pitched all 5 innings, 6 strikeouts, 5 walks, 4 hits, 1 run, and that run did end up being earned back in the 1st inning as he gets the win in today's ball game. On the hitting side of things for the Cardinals, not much to talk about. Zach Housley went 0 for 2, did have a run. Chris Lloyd reached base twice on walks, went 0 for 1. Devin Adams 1 for 2 in the game with a walk. Tanner Myers went 1 for 2 as well, reached base on an error and had the Cardinals' lone RBI and 2 stolen bases. Braxton Kellen ended up going 0 for 1 with a pair of walks. Kyle Dursteller 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Jaron Johnson went 1 for 2. Kobe Allen went 0 for 2, and at the 9-hole, Peyton Lish went 1 for 2 in the game as well. Over for the Malad Dragons, they were paced in the game by a pair. Gage Cherry went 2 for 2, reached base all 3 times and scored a pair of runs. And DJ Evans from the 4-hole went 2 for 2 with 3 runs and an RBI as well. As far as the rest of the lineup, Justin Hubbard 0 for 1, but 2 runs and an RBI in the game. Hayden Green had a run and an RBI, going 0 for 2. DJ Wilkins went 2 for 3 with 2 runs and an R-run batted in as well. Tucker Hess 1 for 2 with a run. Gavin Combs went 0 for 1 with an RBI. Kobe Dreesen 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And Chase Davis 1 for 3 with an RBI to his credit as well. That's your final wrap-up of the highlights of this one as the Cardinals fall again 12-1 on the Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard. We'll take another break and come back with your sports update, and we'll talk with Darcy Nelson from the Soda Springs Band and Choir after this. This has been your Soda Springs Highlights, brought to you by the Soda Springs Galleria and Emporium, located next to the Idaho Theater, featuring gourmet fudge, truffles, and postcards of iconic sites in Caribou County, as well as luxurious homemade soaps and bath crystals and customized artwork on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
A ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yep, he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm gonna let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service, Ad Council, and your state forester.
Caleb Burgraff joined with Darcy Nelson from the Soda Springs Band and Choir. And Darcy, when you think about what's going on at the end of this year, it really loads itself up towards the end of the year for a lot of big things going on. And one of the things you guys just wrapped up is the large group festival up at Rockland. Talk a little bit about that festival. When you take the kids up there, both band and choir, what are you expecting for them to get out of an experience like this?
It's really important for them to hear the comments from the adjudicators, reinforcing the things that we've been working on all year in band. And it's also important that they have the opportunity to hear other ensembles and hear what they're doing in their organizations.
Gives them a chance to keep getting more excited about what they're doing and see other kids that are really excited about what they're doing as well. Now, obviously, when you go up to this, there are judges, there are people that are going to be rating how well they're doing. Let's start with choir. Talk a little bit about how they did. What were your thoughts on their performance, and what were the judges talking about?
I was really pleased with the choir's performance. They received a 36 out of 40 points for a superior rating. The judges had great things to say, gave them some good feedback on things that they could also improve on, too.
That's always something that you're looking for, is that feedback. As an instructor, a lot of times when you get that other voice coming in there and telling them something, it might click a little bit better than the same voice hearing it over and over again. Talk about band now on the same note. What were some of the thoughts and impressions that they had?
The band received an excellent rating, also another really good score for the band. It's difficult when you're a small band like we are. Every little thing stands out, and it was nice for them to hear the judges say to work on things that I've already been asking them to work on, reinforcing those things that they need to clean up. It was really a good opportunity for them to hear it from someone else.
We'll wrap it up with one more question on the large group, and that's with the high school kids out of the way. They're done with large group, but you do have one more group going for that, and that's the middle school kids. Is there a difference when you prepare the middle school kids for a large group presentation than from preparing the high school kids?
Most definitely there's a difference. For the middle school kids and our beginning band kids, we focus more on the ensemble rather than focusing on individual lines and parts. And so what we're looking for when we go to festival is to hear the judges say that we're playing well as a group.
Again, that's the big thing you're trying to learn in school. Anyone can learn an instrument on their own at home, but playing with other people brings a completely different dynamic to it. And that's why, in my opinion, having these large group festivals before your final concert is so big. And talking about that, your final concert of the year is coming up May 17th. What's the sneak preview for the people that might be wanting to come and listen and enjoy it?
Well, you'll have another opportunity at our spring performance to hear all of the bands and the choir perform. And we also hope to have a flex choir from the middle school that will also perform on that concert. And you'll be able to hear the progression that the kids go through from beginning band all the way through high school. And I think it'll be a treat if you heard the Soda Pops at Christmas. It'll be a treat to hear the progress that they've made up to this point this year.
That's always the exciting part about the end of the year. You heard them in the middle, now you get to hear them at the end and figure out what exactly is improved, and it should be exciting. Darcy, as always, thank you so much for the time. We'll probably do one more of these after that final concert and talk a little bit about All-State Band, but as always, thank you so much once again for the time.
Thank you.
That concert coming up, I believe, again on the 17th. on your home for, well, we may or may not be doing a video cast. We'll figure that out as we continue on of that concert coming up on the 17th. This is your post-game show. We're going to take another break, give you a look ahead at what's coming up next on Cardinal Athletics. You're listening to KBRV 800 The Bear and online where you can normally watch live video streaming. We again apologize for the lack of that today on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
April showers bring May flowers. Join nature in renewing the beauty around us by sprucing up your home this month. Contact Terry at Sanders Furniture and Appliance and get a free estimate on adding new floor covering throughout your home. They also have floor covers, vacuum cleaners, carpet cleaners, free belts and bags, and offer free carpet shampoo. See the store for details. And while you're in there, be sure to check out the fabulous inventory and rebates on Maytag, Whirlpool, GE, Crosley, Amana, KitchenAid, and Speed Queen appliances. That's Sanders Furniture and Appliance in Soda Springs, located across from the Caribou County Courthouse.
Welcome back out to Malad, Idaho on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com one final time as we take a look ahead at what's coming up next for these two teams. And right now, as the JV game for the baseball team gets set to head out onto the field, the Soda Springs Cardinals will be looking forward to their next game on Wednesday when they travel to Bear Lake for their final regular season game of the year. They'll look to try and take down the Bear Lake Bears on their home field on Wednesday. We'll be on air at 3:30 with a 4 o'clock first pitch for that game right here on your home for Cardinal Athletics. Then on Thursday, we're going to take a trip down to Dayton, Idaho, where the Lady Cardinals will wrap up their season taking on the West Side Lady Pirates. And again, we'll look for an update from the softball team as we continue on through here today. May phone that one in as things continue on here when we get a chance to go up there and check out the softball field after we wrap up here. After that, it's all district tournament time. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all will most likely have games going on in some way, shape, or form. We'll keep you updated on what those games could be. We'll take a break. Come back after this. Well, actually, that wraps things up, I should say. I don't have any more breaks left to give you. I want to thank you for tuning into the Soda Springs Cardinals post-game show, where the proceeding has been a wholly owned production of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which can be used or rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Once again, the final score on today's Caribou Memorial Hospital scoreboard is 12-1. Join us on Wednesday when the Cardinals take on the Bear Lake Bears. We'll be on air at 4 o'clock and 3:30 with the Deceivingly Tan pregame show. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. I'd also like to thank the following folks from KBRV 800 The Bear in Soda Springs: General Manager and Office Manager Kim Miller, Chief Photographer Warren Cook, and all of you for listening in as well. Big thanks to all of our sponsors. Until next time, Cardinals softball and baseball is on the air. Let's go Cardinals. Let's go Caribou County.
Thank you for tuning in to this broadcast of Soda Springs Athletics on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. This broadcast has been brought to you by Monsanto, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Sanders Furniture, Agrium, Feeding the World Responsibly, and by Silver Star Communications. Keep it tuned right here all season long for more exciting action as the Redbirds of Soda Springs take to the diamond on your home for Caribou County Sports.